is Russell Cosgrove, and today I would like to tell you about the first time and last time so far that I ran out of gas in a vehicle. Now, to start this story out, I got to tell you a little bit about where I ran out of gas and why it sucks so bad. When I was a kid, I used to go to these events called Kids Roast. My dad hung around a lot of biker type folks, Sons of Anarchy looking people, and they would have events. It was usually events, fundraising for their Freedom event, which was basically a bunch of biker military folks and families all get together to commemorate the soldiers who had fallen during the current military conflict. Where they did this little event was in the small town of Marseilles, Illinois. Marseilles, Illinois. It's a tiny little place. They've got one main street, and that's about it. But placed in there, they got this campground was where they held this kids roast, where just little miniature parties. Years and years of hanging out there, going to this event. My family, my dad, eventually decided to get a little place, a little trailer type house to go down there on weekends during the summer. Well, the best way to get around these places was to travel around on these little golf carts. They're about the size of maybe 4 of these little chairs. They're small, they're quiet, and they got us around. The reason we needed to get around because was this campground, this camping area, was roughly 900 acres. It's freaking enormous, filled with hills that had multiple trailers or camping areas, whichever you need to go to. Well, one night when I was traveling around with a friend of mine at 2 o'clock in the morning, late June, me and my friend decided to go driving around it, and we ran out of gas in the worst possible place imaginable, farthest from where we were staying, and certainly the darkest. No lights whatsoever, pitch black. It's terrifying. Now, being in this kind of environment can turn even. We were 12 at the time, and oh yes, I almost forgot to mention you didn't have to have a license or a permit or anything to drive these little carts. So wasn't that weird to see a 7 or 8-year-old walk around drive around with a cart? So so we're about 12. We're driving around, run out of gas, kind of putters out of gas, and there's really no way of telling how much gas is in these little vehicles because there's no gauge. So if you run out and at the wrong time at the wrong place, you're shit out of luck. Well, we're starting to hear branches snapping behind us. It's middle of freaking nowhere, forest here, and movement. We're seeing shit. It's pitch black. About 40 minutes or so in, we're pushing the cart in the general direction now. We'd have to be pushing this damn thing. Eventually, right now we're on pretty flat land, Eventually, we'd have to be pushing that thing up almost 90-degree angle. The thing's about 200-300 pounds. We haven't gotten that far. It's 40 minutes, but we haven't gotten that far. In this time, guy we see off in the distance, he said 2 headlights. I like to watch Friday the 13th and Blair Witch Project. So, 12-year-old caught in the dark, watching horror movies all the time. We were freaking terrified. It was getting all, we thought we were going to be reenacting Deliverance or something. Pretty scary, guy kind of pulls up. Hey there, you kids all right? Yeah, yes sir, yes. We're just pushing the cart back to the hill, kind of ran out of gas. Get on in, we'll hook the cart up. All right, well, we hooked it up, and we were, at that moment we weren't thinking anything could go wrong, but about maybe 15 minutes in, we were taking this way we had never went to go home. And me and my friends start plotting out this plan to jump out and escape if anything were to go wrong. We're like, okay, all right, we're going to make it. We're going to get out of here. We're going to survive. We're going to tell our kids, our 12-year-old kids, everything's going to be fine. Eventually we do kind of make it to the general path to get back to our hill. And we're like, all right, well, we're fine. We survived. Deliverance didn't happen. It's great. Well, we were still pretty shook up about it, but in general, we survived. We didn't get killed or raped by redneck maniacs, so that was great. But it could have happened. And that is why you must always make sure you got plenty of gas. Thank you.